So in theory, again, if Ondo were to go to the price of $20, at that point, 5,000 Ondo, hypothetically worth 100,000, you know, I don't think that's bad for me at least. Why 2025 more specifically? It's because historically speaking, I'm going to pay attention to this year, more specifically near the end of it, because again, historically, usually altcoins, as a worst case scenario, they typically peak around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. Now, as of right now, we're actually around a year removed from the last Bitcoin halving event that happened in April of last year. So that's already a year, right? Give or take. So we add half a year on top of that. That's around October this year. Now, is it guaranteed that altcoins, as a worst case, are going to peak in October this year? Or let's say give or take near the end of this year. There's no guarantees. But with the way cryptos are heading as of right now, with the way things are looking, that wouldn't surprise me whatsoever, especially if for a number of months we continue to see this type of growth, even though it won't necessarily be a straight shot up. But if it continues in a positive direction, give or take, that wouldn't surprise me. So that's why I'm more so taking a look at this year. Now, some people may be thinking, okay, why wouldn't 50,000, Ondo be good enough? Now, here's the thing. If let's say Ondo hypothetically were to go to the price of $20, now at that point, 5,000 Ondo would, at that point, theoretically be worth $100,000. Now, that's not financial advice, but when I take a look at something like Ondo, would it have trouble reaching the price of $20? Probably not really, in my opinion, but only time will tell, because the way you take a look at it is that Ondo is a very special project. We have to take a look at this, right? Ondo is focused on a market that's on the rise, in my opinion, and that is RWAs. Now, what is RWA? That stands for real world asset. And again, a lot of projects out there that are focused on this are gaining a lot of hype. They know what they're doing here. Not to mention, Ondo, I think, arguably is one of the best projects out there, when it comes to the decentralized finance space, because decentralized finance, aka DeFi, the market is on the rise. Hypothetically, it is predicted to reach over $200 billion in value by 2030, according to Granby Research. So that's very amazing right there. Not to mention, we have to take a look at what is Ondo trying to do really, because when people take a look at RWAs, they may think, oh, it's a little bit boring, but it's not really, because I think the use case is good. I mean, just take this into consideration, right? If we take a look at RWA tokens, now RWA tokens are digital representations of physical assets on the blockchain. They can, for instance, be in markets like real estate, commodities like bonds and stocks, or even art. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. So that's very amazing, right? Again, having those digital representations of physical assets on the blockchain, that's something very game changing, in my opinion. I think Ondo is a game changer, even though, again, it's not the only project out there that is focused on RWAs. But also, let's take a look at Ondo deeper, because at Ondo, they design institutional grade platforms, assets, and infrastructure to bring financial markets on chain. At least it's been stated. Now, why is this cool? Because let's take a look at it, right? For instance, they have a platform that allegedly is not available in the US, but even besides that, it does allow individuals to buy, sell, and trade thousands of tokens backed one-to-one by traditional stocks, bonds, and ETFs. So basically, in simple terms, that's thousands of RWAs, which I already talked about, right? In just one platform. So that's how amazing Ondo is. But let's not forget as well, when we take a look at Ondo, we'll see how, one of the main unique things that people are focused on, especially for the future and what it could be, is the Ondo chain. Now, is making a chain, at least for other projects out there, really anything special? Nah, not really. I mean, a lot of projects out there are doing stuff like that. So the Ondo chain, people may be thinking, oh, it's a little bit boring. In the grand scheme of things, maybe, but then it gives something to latch on to. You know what I mean? Not to mention as well, the Ondo chain is allegedly purpose-built for institutional grade RWAs, and of course, institutional adoption, at least projects that are focused on that, are on the rise. So this is all very good news right here, at least in theory. Keep in mind, Ondo with the price of $20, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $63 billion. That's around a 20x from here. I don't think that's too much to ask for. When it comes to Dogecoin, at one point, it was over $80 billion in market cap back in 2021. I don't think this is too crazy, especially for a project this amazing. Especially as of right now, we have over 600 million crypto owners according to Crypto.com research. This is more than ever before in history. This board could be very hypothetically amazing, but only time will tell. And I'm still going to be accumulating more and more Ondo. I'm not going to stop. And when people ask me, hey, you know what, is 50,000 Ondo good enough? Well, hypothetically, if it were to go to the price of $20, yeah. But then at the same time as well, only time will tell, but I'm still staying patient. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I greatly appreciate it. It's only the captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm all peace. Bye.